If you're a Sinatra fan, and who isn't, chances are you're not all that familiar with his repertoire from the 1940s and early 50s that he recorded for Columbia. That's because even though these tracks were done when Frank was in the best voice of his life, before a million cigarettes and an ocean of booze took their toll, the songs were recorded in mono. After Sinatra left Columbia for Capitol, the songs remained in the vaults for years, unheard and forgotten. When they've been re-released on a couple of pricey box sets or cheapo CDs, they've been mastered to supposedly sound authentic to the era, one-dimensional like AM radio. But despite what the so-called purists insist, mono is not a natural sound. It's not the way you would have experienced the music had you been present in the studio when Frank Sinatra recorded it. So, using the tools of the digital age, we've selected some of Mr. Sinatra's best masters from this period and polished them to a new patina, lifting his voice so you can hear it with more clarity and warmth. Then we've brought in some world-class musicians to play the same charts note for note as were on the original orchestrations, only this time in stereo. The result is a very revolutionary and stunning CD called Frank Sinatra, The New Recordings. And indeed, they are new. These old tracks now sound like Frank just recorded them today. They're now rich, detailed, and alive. It's like the difference between watching an old black and white TV with rabbit ears versus seeing a gorgeous color picture on a high-def set. Fans who think that Sinatra only came into his own as a mature vocalist in his later years are in for a big surprise. On the CD Frank Sinatra, The New Recordings, you will be amazed by how well he sang early on, handling very sophisticated material with such clear intonation, nuance, and feeling. This naturally gifted man was simply born to sing, and these timeless treasures, long forgotten, deserve to be heard in a more natural, lifelike way that is more consistent with today's listening preferences. No Sinatra fan should miss hearing him before there was a Rat Pack or he became a Las Vegas casino act and the chairman of the board. Frank wasn't just singing novelty numbers for the Bobby Soxers in the Columbia years. He was crooning beautiful love ballads and up-tempo numbers that are from the American Songbook. Some you'll recognize, like Everybody Loves Somebody Sometime, April in Paris, My Blue Heaven, That Old Black Magic, The Continental, or Nevertheless I'm in Love with You. And discover new treasures like Don't Ever Be Afraid to Go Home, My Girl, American Beauty Rose, and While the Angelus Was Singing. There are 18 tracks that had been diamonds in the rough, but have now been polished into 18 priceless gems that sparkle like never before for the first time in stereo. Don't miss this special collector's edition CD called Frank Sinatra, The New Recordings, and hear him at his best. Order today.